In a quiet, leafy forest lived a tiny turtle named Leo. But Leo wasn't like the other turtles. While they were content with nibbling on clover and basking in the sun, Leo had a much bigger dream. He wanted to touch the stars. Every night, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky blossomed with 1,000 tiny lights, Leo would look up in awe. The other animals would chuckle. Leo, you're a turtle. Your shell belongs on the ground, not in the sky. A wise old owl would hoot. The stars are too far, little one. A gentle deer would say, but their words didn't discourage Leo. They only made his resolve stronger. He knew he couldn't fly, but he could climb. So he found the tallest hill at the edge of the forest. The first night, he barely made it past the first few mossy rocks before his tiny legs grew tired. He slid back down, but he wasn't sad. He simply told himself, tomorrow I'll climb a little higher. And he did. Night after night, Leo returned to the same hill. Each attempt took him a little further. He learned where the sturdiest roots were to get a good grip and which rocks were too slippery. The climb was tough. Sometimes he'd slip and tumble back down, his shell protecting him from the bumps. But he never gave up. The forest animals stopped laughing and started watching, a silent admiration growing in their hearts. Slowly but surely, the base of the hill became a distant memory, and the peak grew closer. He passed the halfway mark, then the three-quarter mark. His legs were stronger, his determination like a fire inside him. He didn't care how long it took. He just kept his eyes on the prize, one small, steady step at a time. Weeks turned into months. One evening, after a particularly long and arduous climb, Leo pulled himself over the final ledge. He was there. He had reached the very top of the hill. Panting, he looked up at the vast, inky canvas above him, studded with diamonds. The stars seemed closer than ever before, but still, they were just out of reach. A little wave of disappointment washed over him. Had he come all this way for nothing? Then he noticed a small, clear puddle of rainwater collected in a hollow rock nearby. As he peered into the water, his breath caught. There, reflected in the perfectly still surface, was his own little face, surrounded by the shimmering, twinkling lights of the entire night sky. The stars weren't just above him. They were all around him, dancing in the water. He reached out a tiny leg and gently touched the surface, sending ripples through his starry reflection. In that moment, Leo understood. He had touched the stars in his own special way. He realized that reaching a dream isn't always about the grand final moment. It's about the journey, the strength you build, and the new perspectives you gain with every single step you take. His heart was full, not just because he reached the top, but because he never gave up on the climb. So if you have a big dream that feels as far away as the stars, remember little Leo. Don't be discouraged if you can't reach it in a day. Just take that first step, and then another, and another. Because with patience and persistence, step by steady step, you'll find your own way to touch the stars. Thank you so much for watching. If this story brightened your day, please give it a like and subscribe for more tales from the heart. See you next time.